Today, we're grilling flank steaks on the Ninja Woodfire Outdoor Grill. We'll cover the perfect marinade, grilling times, and how to slice your steak for maximum tenderness. Plus, I'll show you how to make an authentic chimichurri sauce that's guaranteed to knock your socks off. Let's go. I don't know what to do with my hands. Before we fire up the Ninja Woodfire Grill, let's talk about marinating our flank steak. If you take a little time and marinate it beforehand, you will be left with the most tender, most flavorful steak. So do yourself a flavor and marinate your steak before you cook it. So right here I have a 2-pound flank steak from Publix. I've got here some parsley. I've got a garlic. I've got a notification. I've got some limes. I think I only need one, but I got an extra just in case. Some olive oil, which we'll need for the marinade, some oregano, some red wine vinegar, onion powder, and chili powder, salt and pepper. So for the flank steak, I am going to get a big old Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna throw this flank steak in there. Maybe I should get a close-up of this real quick. Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to see it. Self-filming problems, self-filming probs. Here is the flank steak that I am making. Can you see it? Am I at the maximum focus distance? Like Travis always says that I'm too close. You're too close to the maximum focus distance or whatever. Here's the flank steak, boom! This is what I'm working with, 2 pounds. See the striations? See the lines? That's gonna come into play when we cut it, okay? Remember that. All right, back to the cutting board. Throw this guy in a Ziploc bag. Wash your handsies. Now the flank steak doesn't need a long time to marinate, maybe 30 minutes, couple of hours. You don't really have to do it overnight. You can, but if you're using like an acidic marinade, maybe something with orange juice or a lot of limes, you don't wanna leave it too long because it can actually make it tougher again. So 2 hours max is about that sweet spot. We're gonna get 1/4 cup of olive oil. Teaspoon chili powder. I have a teaspoon of chili powder in here. Got about a teaspoon of chili powder. Let me see if I have any more. To the spice cabinet. Ha! Chili powder. I keep that thing on me, you know. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. 1 teaspoon of salt. And then the juice of 1 lime. You've got your fancy dancy shaker. Shake it up. All right, and all you gotta do is pour it in that bag. Close it up and throw it in the fridge. Get all that in there. Huh. Shake it up. Shake that flank. Flank that shake. Steak that flank. She goes in the fridge. All right, so now that the flank steak is marinating and it's in the fridge, I'm gonna take this opportunity to make the chimichurri sauce. We're gonna do it the authentic way. Now there is like a Mexican way and an Argentinian way. We're gonna go the Argentinian way because that is authentic. Parsley, oregano, olive oil. All right, red wine vinegar, garlic, and salt. Now some people like to put onions in there. Some people like to do cilantro, which makes it the Mexican kind of chimichurri. Some people will throw red pepper flakes in there. While that's not traditional, it is very, very common. Some people like to add maybe lime juice or lemon juice, but we are just gonna stick with the basics today. You're going to want a 1/2 cup of parsley. So let's cut that up. So I know what you're thinking, just throw all these in a blender and blend it together. Now if I did that, it sure would be quicker, but the texture would be so different. This is similar to a chunky vinaigrette. You want those individual pieces, those individual textures in this chimichurri sauce to really create a nice sauce. You know, if you throw it all in the blender, it's just gonna turn into a puree, and we do not want that. So we are hand cutting these. Got about a 1/2 cup right there. That's probably all I'm gonna need. So let's do this on a 1/2 cup serving size. And you can adjust from there if you wanna make more, okay? Okay, all right, 1/2 cup of parsley going in. Use a cup just to use another. So I'm gonna use 2 cloves of garlic, which is coming up to about 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna try and mince this really small too. You gotta think that, you know, someone's gonna be getting a piece of this in their bite, and it's gonna make a difference how big this piece is. This is part of cooking, making sure you pay attention to detail. This is where a lot of people get lost. They're just like, I don't have the time to be cutting up time. That was a herb joke. But that's what makes all the difference in good and overpoweringly garlic, and I hated it. Because if someone gets a massive piece of raw garlic, they're gonna talk about it. They're gonna be like, that was a little too garlicky for me. All right, 1 heaping tablespoon of garlic. All right, we got the oregano. Let's do 1 tablespoon of oregano, a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, and then the same thing with the olive oil, a 1/4. All right, now we mix. I'm just gonna kind of fold it together. That was how simple it is to make chimichurri sauce the authentic way. Now, the more authentic way is to serve it room temperature. So since our steak's gonna be done in about 30 minutes and it only takes a couple minutes to cook, we're just gonna leave it right out on the counter and it'll be ready to serve when the steak's done. Now, if you are making this chimichurri in advance, throw it in the fridge, but take it out about an hour, hour and a half before your steak is gonna be done. That way it can get to room temperature and it doesn't cool your steak down. It's served the way it should be. Your guests are gonna love you. Bada bing, bada boom. All of a sudden you have an Argentinian restaurant in Brazil. Who knows? All right, so I'm just gonna set this on the counter and it'll be ready for me when I cut the steak. Now let's get to the fun part, grilling your flank steak. So the grill has 7 settings, which is amazing in its own, but we're gonna use the grill setting today. And we're gonna go high. We'll put it on for 20 minutes, but this steak should only take about 10 to cook. And another thing I love about the Ninja Woodfire is that you can add woodfire flavor to any of these settings. So if I wanted to infuse some smoky flavors, I could add those woodfire pellets right on the side, push a button, and in no time I've got smoked and grilled flank steak with chimichurri sauce. So taking it up another level, way to go Ninja. I've got it on high, no woodfire flavor today, so we'll go ahead and hit start. And I'm gonna go get the flank steak. So while this is heating up, let me just talk about the Ninja Woodfire Grill because maybe that's why you're here. You're kind of getting an idea of how it works. So it is a 7-in-1 appliance. It's got grill, smoker, air crisp, roast, bake, broil, dehydrate. You can add woodfire flavor to any of those that you want. Although let me warn you, this flank steak recipe is super quick. So don't think that you can put it on there and then go and take a shower or wash some dishes. You need to be sitting here, you need to be ready. It's gonna be 3 to 5 minutes on each side and then it's gonna be done before you know it and you're gonna be eating this dinner. Another great thing I love about the Ninja is that it doesn't feel like a burden to fire up the grill, so to speak, on a weekday. I can have grilled meats, smoked meats, dehydrated meats, any day of the week. I use this grill a lot when it's just me and Travis and my son. If I do have a crowd, I usually move to the bigger grills, but on a weeknight, on a simple meal, this guy is my go-to and I love it. So if you're looking to get one, check the description below. If you do hit the link, I greatly appreciate it because if you buy something from that link, I get a little commission. A little freebie for you, freebie for me, doesn't cost you nothing, doesn't cost, well, it cost me all the work making this video and cooking this meat. I had to buy this flank steak and there's no telling how much red wine vinegar I got. If you have anything you want to see on the Ninja Woodfire Grill, the Ninja Woodfire Oven, anything else I might have in my artillery of cooking apparatuses, let me know in the comments. Give me some inspiration for future videos. And yeah, so I'm just gonna keep on chatting until this thing preheats. La 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 la. All right, once the grill has preheated, I'm gonna throw this flank steak on there. We're gonna hear a beautiful sizzle. Oh, hear that sizzle? That's what we're looking for. All right, close her up. Grill them for 3 to 5 minutes. Flip it over, hear that sizzle again. Cook it for another 3 to 5 minutes until the internal temperature is perfect. I'm looking for like 130, 135. That perfect medium rare, not much to it. Flip, flip, done. And then I'll meet you guys right back in the kitchen. All right, look at that flank steak. Wow. All right, before you cut into it, the most important part to cooking a steak is letting it rest. So we're gonna let it rest for 10 minutes. I know you wanna dig into it, but it'll be juicier, it's gonna be tastier, it's gonna be less tough if you wait 10 minutes until you cut into it. Okay, so we've rested for 10 minutes and now we're gonna slice. But here is the important part to slicing this flank steak. You're gonna notice these muscle tendons going across the steak. We're gonna cut perpendicular or across the grain. That'll create a perfect tender bite every time. You won't be struggling with any of those muscles or those tendons, and it's just gonna be melt in your mouth. Perfect. Let's cut this bad boy. It's rested for 10 minutes. Should have raised to 130 for a perfect medium rare. Here comes the true test. Look at that. Oh man, it is smelling so good. It took no time at all. Quick recap, we used the grill setting on high and we cooked these for 14 minutes until the internal temperature hit 130, and that is how I like it, a perfect medium rare. If you are wanting it more well done or rare, I really encourage you to use a digital thermometer or the instant read thermometer that comes with the Ninja so you can make sure your steak is done perfect every time. That's what they're there for. They're tools in the kitchen. We've made an authentic chimichurri sauce to dip this flank steak in. It's looking delicious. It's smelling delicious. Now let's make sure it tastes delicious. Let's see, I'm gonna get this guy right here, and I'm gonna dip him. Perfecto. That is so good. The steak is juicy. The chimichurri has the perfect flavors to really amp up the steak. It has like a freshness to it. I really encourage you to try a flank steak on the Ninja Woodfire Grill. And if you liked it, hit the like button. If you hated it, just go somewhere else. Please hit that subscriber button. We're trying to hit 100K before my birthday. Let's do it. We got a little ways to go, but I think it's possible. All right, guys, I appreciate the support. I'll see you guys around. Bye.